Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, do you see? Okay, so the new year came in, and in Illinois, marijuana is now recreationally legal,
That's correct.
and you were first in line.
No, no. Um, I was not, and I had no inkling to want to be because I knew that the line was just going to be ridiculous. And apparently, the North Aurora, there's the store, the dispensary that's closest to our hometown, Yorkville, is in North Aurora, and I saw on a bunch of people's Snapchat stories, the line was like 4 hours long.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And so I said, no, thank you. Um, I'll wait a couple days and see. Like, I don't know. I didn't really even care. I was just trying to get some gummies and maybe a couple pre rolls. And so the other day, yesterday, we went to the greenhouse in Morris,
Mm-hmm.
a friend of mine and myself, and found what we were looking for. Got some edibles and pre-roll, and that was pretty interesting. It was not like the dispensary like when we were in Canada though.
Oh yeah.
Like the one in Canada was very open and like you can just like talk about like random different things. So like if you have questions, like it was very open environment.
Yeah.
Whereas this place, it was like you showed up and you had to wait in line for a while, and then you got to like basically a person with like a tablet, and they're like, "Oh, what do you want to order?" And then they like send you into like a waiting room, and then you got called into where all the like products were and
Hmm.
stuff. And even there, like they didn't have anything like out that you can like look at or anything like when we were in Canada, which was kind of peculiar.
That is really strange because I thought the one that we went to in Canada was awesome because when you walked in and it was like an Apple store for weed, like they had the big glass tables that you could see like all the different strains in that were in there. And there was, yeah, like you said, it was a lot more open. People just walking around. And you could talk to them about the different strains and all that kind of stuff. And they didn't laugh at me when I asked for if they had any beginner weed. Um, but yeah, I thought that was a really cool, fun experience. And
It
so,
might just be because it's like so new and like there's so many people trying to get in, like that they don't have enough products to have stuff out. Or,
yeah,
I
maybe.
mean, it's literally day four, so I assume that it's only going to progress and get better. But it was really weird because like, so when we were in Canada, there was that one dude like out there that
Yeah,
just ID'd us.
yeah.
Like when we showed up to this place, there was a security guard as we pulled in, and he asked us like medical, recreational, and he said recreational, and he told us like where to park, and then we got out and we got ID'd by on one guy, we got ID'd by the person who like checked like got our order, and then we got ID'd by a person inside the door and by the person who eventually like the cashier, like the person who eventually like sold it to us.
Wow, that's so much more like uptight than the Canadian one.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why, but I was just like, really? And it was 17 or 19 when we were in Canada as well.
So why you said you can understand why they had all this security? What do you think?
Just to stop people from like if somebody has like a fake ID, like they need to make sure that like or something. It's just so they don't get in trouble themselves for selling to somebody on accident or anything like that.
To just cover your ass.
Yeah, basically, because with like the
Mm,
legislation and the laws around it, like it is still a Schedule One drug according to like
federally, yeah.
yes. And there was a bunch of signs posted around the place that was like, "This is still a Schedule One like federal drug. Like, please do not be doing this like out in the open. Like, like, do not do this in a public place." It's like,
Jeez.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I wonder. if it'll ever be federally. It feels kind of archaic that it's not federally legal already.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's going to be down the road just because the states are all gonna pass it, and so like, what the federal government's just gonna be like, no, you guys, so, no,
What's
I don't see that happening.
No, I don't see it either. But what really surprises me is that New York State hasn't legalized recreational use.
I don't. It's like there's and especially Illinois. I was kind of confused if Illinois would or not, but I mean, I'm glad that they did because it's pretty nice, and now it's not like super stressful having to worry about
Yeah,
doing this shit.
yeah. So have they? One thing that I'm curious about is have they like expunged different records of people who had previously been caught with marijuana, but now it's legal, so it doesn't matter. You
Um,
can't like be arrested just for walking around with it, right?
I
As I
don't think
understand.
so. As I understand, you cannot be like walking around like it's like you can't be drinking out in public. You can't be like I assume it's the same way with this because that's how they're treating it is similar to alcohol.
Mm.
But I really don't know. I know that you can't be driving. I know that you can't just be like walking down the street.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I really wonder like who's gonna be enforcing that.
Right. I, yeah, I don't know. Since it's so new,
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how the law and enforcement of laws evolves.
like that's what I was thinking about too. Cause like I know a lot of people who work jobs that were like worried about, well, if this is recreationally legal, like would we be able to, as employees, like smoke weed or like would that be okay? And a lot of people are on the fence about that. I wonder how, like, because it was an illegal drug and now it's legal. I wonder how the workplace is going to have to evolve to come around to something like that. Like, if they're going to be accepting of it or,
Well, if it's a legal substance, like I'm not going to get fired for drinking tonight.
yeah,
Having a glass of this is Lagavulin. It's very good.
what? I never even heard of that.
It's very good. My friend brought it over for dinner last night, and then let me have some. Have the rest of it.
Nice.
So yeah, but like, who cares? You get drug tested when you apply for a job, but after that, you never get tested ever again. So people could be freaking like hooked on heroin for all we know. But you only get tested the one time when you apply for a position. For
Depends on
most
where you work.
jobs,
Yeah.
some jobs
Depend
you have to do it every couple of years or something like that. But those are very rare situations. But yeah, it's so weird that it's different for marijuana than it is like alcohol or other substances.